Hi, we just finished meeting for pronunciation practice on Tuesday, February 21st. And we started with two words that are spelled differently but sound exactly the same. So if you have trouble with one, you're going to have trouble with both of them. If you're good at one, you're going to be good at both of them. World. So, I don't usually spell things in column B the way they're really spelled, but in this case, I want it to be helpful to think of were, like where were you? World, moving from the R to the L and making sound the whole time and holding the tongue in the L position long enough that the L sound can be heard. World. And that little mark is there after the D to remind you that you don't have to say duh. You can just hold your tongue in the D position. Excuse me, world. If you don't hold the L long enough, then it could sound like number three, word, where you just go from the R to the D. Word. This looks like two words that are real words, vine and yard. But when it's put together as a compound word, we change it completely and it sounds like vineyard. Vineyard. And using the vowel I as in hit. Vineyard. Spars. This last S looks like an S, sounds like a Z. But open your mouth enough that you have the good ah vowel. Spars. Spars. And 6, joke. And I put that little mark there to remind you don't have to say joke. Just hold your tongue as it goes up high in the back and touches the top of the mouth. Joke. Joke of the day. Then you'll hear the K when you release the K to make the vowel joke of. Joke of. And the same oak, but now with a voiceless ch. Choke. Choke. It's the only difference. J with voicing and ch without voicing. Are you joking? Are you choking? They sound very, very similar. Are you joking? Are you choking? Jim. This is a situation where it's spelled with a Y, but it sounds the same as an I. Jim, like a guy's name. And it's a short I. Jim. 9, courier. I know it looks like OU, like it should be co or something, but I don't know why. It's courier. Excuse me. Courier. And number 10, career. Dun dun. Career. 11, we make much more simple instead of facts. KSTS. Just skip the T and say facts. Just the facts, and it will sound like FAX, the fax machine. Facts. Attain. Dun dun. Attain. The reason this is here is because I was explaining if you have two vowels in the final syllable, usually it's highly likely that that syllable will be stressed, and they don't have to be the same vowel. So in this case, two E's, career. In this case, two different vowels, an A and an I, attain. Antarctica. This is here to remind you put your tongue in the K position. Antarctica. But you don't release it. Antarctica. And the same here. Arctic. You won't hear any of those C's that sound like K's. Arctic. Unless there's a vowel after it where you can release the K. Arctic environment. Arctic environment. Can. Nevertheless. Nevertheless. She was told to stop. Nevertheless, she persisted. Thames. Forget about the TH. Forget about the A. Forget about the S. It really is a T and an E and a Z. Thames. Notwithstanding. Stan is secondary stress, which means it gets longer but not higher because you don't want to have too jumpy. Notwithstanding. 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 However. 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 Swerve. This is unusual combination, the SW. So make your lips small to make the W first, and then make your S. So you're already rounded. Swerve, and then a V. Swerve. I swerve to miss the cat in the street. Swerve. Sledge. and wedge. Do these at the same time because they have the same j at the ending. Spelled with a DG, sounds like a J. Sledgehammer, a wedge of lettuce. You'll hear the wedge of. You'll hear the j more clearly. But if it's just sledge, wedge, you stop the airflow by pushing your whole tongue against the top of your mouth to make the J sound. But instead of pulling it down with a lot of pressure, sledge, wedge. You just slowly lower your tongue, relax it so the air can go over it, and then that will create the zh noise. But you can't skip the J or it'll sound like this, sledge, wedge, and that's totally different. So you're stopping the airflow with the J, sledge, and then relaxing and letting air go over, sledge, wedge, and then that avoids that extra sound, sledge, wedge, sledge, wedge. Oh, seams, whether it's SEAM, like stitching, or it seems to me, sounds the same, seams. And this was here because it's somebody's name, but I've never seen this name before. So I would make a guess that it sounds like road because without the L, it looks like road. But with the L, rolled, it would sound like the word rolled. So I would say that. Least, the ED here sounds like a T because the final sound in the word lease is voiceless. So the ED sounds like a voiceless T, least. And that sounds the same as this word, least, least. We didn't get to practice water, paper, pepper, and Courier. So I'll put those on for next Tuesday so we can start there. All right. If you were here, it was fun. I was really glad to practice with all of you. And if not, I hope you can join us sometime. Thanks. Have a good day.